Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the CSGO Pro Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler, and today, filling in for Sid, we will have, I guess let's call him, what do you want to be called?
Mystery Miguel.
Mystery Miguel. And also, we have back Livemis, who was on the first episode, and he had, technical difficulties?
What's,
Technical difficulties. Okay, and anyways, we're going to start off with some more ESL Pro League news. Like, it started up, tons of teams are playing. They have an EU, 14 teams, and they have 14 North American teams. Cloud9, 10-0. I know you're a big fan, supporter, I guess you would call them, Livemis, of Cloud9, right?
oh yeah.
What do you think? Do you think this is going to be temporary? Do you think they're going to bust, or do you think they're just going to win it?
I mean, it all depends on how each player performs. Like in some games, you'll see like nothing. For a big example, he's more of one of those key players, right? But like in some games, he won't even hit positive, right? Struggling to get over 15 kills, while Stewie, Automatic, and Shroud are getting about 20 to 30 kills. Averaging per game. So I feel if all their players like play their role good, get those key kills, I think they'll stay hot for a while.
Well, I mean, some of these wins were actually really good. Like, they beat Counter Logic, 16-11, 16-10. Liquid, obviously, we already talked about them. They beat them. It's just they're beating everybody. The match I want to see is also undefeated. Echo Fox, former players of Cloud9, Freakazoid, and Sean Garris on Echo Fox. And Echo Fox is 6-0, so they have yet to lose. And the match between them is going to be on September 20th, so that's one to look forward to. Who do you think is going to come ahead?
Honestly, in this one, I'm going to go with Cloud9. Not just because I'm biased and I love them, but it's also you gotta realize that Cloud9, they're playing those the best like American teams, right? They're playing Liquid, CLG, they're playing those top tier American teams, right?
SK's yet to play.
SK's yet to play, but you also have Echo Fox, who yes, they've played a couple of high tier teams, but they've also played a lot of low tier teams as well. So right now, I just think that the way Cloud9 are looking, I don't think they're going to lose to Echo Fox.
Definitely. And also, Mystery Miguel, who do you think would win in the matchup on September 20th between Echo Fox and Cloud9?
I completely agree with Livemis. I think that Cloud9 is... I think they're doing good, and I think they're going to keep it up.
Yeah, I think it'll actually be pretty close because their wins against other teams have been mostly like 16-10 on average. So I think I'm going to pick Cloud9 like 16-13, maybe 16-12. But I think Cloud9's going to get the job done, and I think Cloud9 eventually will fall to SK, though. That's what my worry would be. Livemis, do you think that's when they're going to crumble, I guess you would say?
I mean, it really all depends. A couple months ago, I think it was maybe E-League, maybe Starlighter Invitational. I remember it was on... I think everyone here would mostly agree that SK, back then Luminosity, their home turf is kind of like Virtus Pros. Their map is Mirage.
Yeah.
That's their best map, and the Cloud9 took them down 16-11, I believe it was, 16-12.
Yeah, that's
on
kind of
their own map. So if Cloud9 can hit those shots, they got everyone performing. Shroud, Skadoodle, back when Shroud and Skadoodle, when they got Skadoodle from iBuyPower, Shroud and Skadoodle, they were those X factors, Navi's Flamey, right? They hit every shot. They were second, first team for a period of time in America. So I'm gonna favor SK, but I would also love to see something magical out of Cloud9.
Yeah, and then in the EU, you have another undefeated team, Navi, who is very good. They have played 4. They have won them all, actually, by pretty big margins. And what do you think? Do you think they could take it all in EU? Do you think? I don't know.
I mean, right now, that first Dust 2 game against G2, they were down, I think, 11-4, I believe it was. And they came back, and they only gave up 1 round. So that was just They all came back from vacation. They're all, tired.
Vacation.
So, it was really all of that was pretty much their warm up, and then, they didn't cream G2, but they had a really solid game against them. So right now, I remember we talked about maybe a month ago how Navi would be with that one top, maybe 1 or 2, the team dominating the EU side of CS.
Especially with Simple, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to keep that up.
Yeah, and then also, Mr. Miguel, do you think Navi could take it all because of their status, especially with Simple? Because Simple's a huge part of this team.
I think it's definitely possible, but I mean,
Do you think that Simple will definitely I don't know, carry the team?
yeah,
I
probably.
agree.
Yeah.
Because-
Well, I mean, for that I'd have to disagree. Just because I don't want to say Simple's carrying the team, but like if you check those stats, like yes, he'll be second or third fragging, but it'll be like Flamey or Seized, sometimes even Guardian if he has those crazy
That's
insane
true.
games. So I don't want to say carry. I want to say each one of those players are gonna be like they're gonna be doing the equal amount of work.
Well, I actually have to disagree with that. I think it's sort of a transitional stage where everybody's finding their place in the team, and then eventually Simple's going to take off because he always takes off. He just wants to go as far as he can go. He usually doesn't give his teammates time to keep up with him. If he's doing good, if he's on a roll, he's going to keep going. It's not like his teammates are going to hold him back, and I don't think his teammates will eventually be able to catch up. Like Simple's, I guess, exceeding at a higher rate than all of his teammates are. Like his teammates have good experience, and that's why they're going to be a good team. But I still think Simple's going to do the best, and it's not going to be very close. But Guardian can, I guess, help mentor Simple, and I think that's how the team's going to work. And I think they really do have a legitimate chance at winning the next major. But I mean, that's 7 months away, a lot of time. So
Yeah, a lot of things can happen in that time, but again, it's
Simple's
gonna be...
gone from Navi.
Oh no, that would just be...
That would be bad.
If Simple blows this, I'm just gonna, jump off that Simple fangirl thing.
Simple
And I'm
fangirl
just gonna
train.
be like, fuck that.
Really?
Oh my god, I'm sorry, I forgot the sticky note. Just edit that out. Don't worry about it.
6 minutes.
I forgot the freaking sticky note.
Okay, resume in 3, 2,
Put the sticky note on.
1.
Don't worry, we're good, fam.
Okay, and another team around here, Fnatic, with their new teammates. In recent matches, the new teammates have actually done better than Dennis and, what's his name? Olivemeister, yeah. Lekro is doing really good. And do you think that that's going to always be like that? Or do you think the old Fnatic players have to find a way to, I guess, fire on all cylinders with the new players?
I don't know. It really depends. Like, I was watching those games. I mean, like, Olafmeister and Dennis, one for one, they just weren't getting shot or they were getting overwhelmed. So I do want to say, it was a close game, but, everyone thought that it'd be Olafmeister and Dennis kind of, dominating that Fnatic side, and Twisted and Lekro would be, falling down on with Wenton. So, it's kind of surprising, but I don't think that's... And I think Olafmeister and Dennis, once they get back... used to this roster, they're gonna start performing really well.
I guess, yeah. I guess that's a good point because it's kind of weird being out without your firepower, I guess you would say, because Flusha and JW, they're all crazy players, and Pronax is a good strat color, but he left much earlier than that. So I think they will get adjusted, and they're gonna start going back to the top. It's just the other 3 players, since they, I guess, have the majority, they have, the majority of the skill set because they've been used to playing with each other more. It's just Dennis and Olive out there. And Dennis was only recent when Pronax left, so they've only had, couple of, months, basically, to get down to it and get down to business. But now they just restarted. Luckily, I think they will have enough time to get back together, cooperate themselves with each other and everything. Everything they need to do before the next major. They have 7 months. They need to get to the grind and work out their strategy. And also, I have a question about Pronax. Do you think Pronax, what am I trying to say here? Pronax will, I guess, basically be the coach of Fnatic, not Fnatic, Godsend. What do you think?
Well,
about that?
I mean, he's that key, he's the brains. Right now, I want to say, the top, right now, the top IGLs are probably Pronax in EU and obviously Sharon Garris for North America, right? So, those are the masterminds. Everyone thinks of that, Olafmeister boost as, just key Olafmeister. But it's really Pronax who found that boost. So Pronax is, the mind, and I really think he's going to bring something... He's going to bring something new to this next major.
I agree. Godsend's already in it, but Fnatic has to requalify. Do you think they will requalify?
I mean, they Navi, all these teams, these high tier teams are already in the tournament, so I don't think it's going to be that hard to really qualify. So I mean, sure, they might have a couple hard teams, but Virtus Pro, G2, they're already in there, so they really don't have to worry as much. because those are the teams they frequently lose to, right? Like it'll be a 50-50
That's
depending on what map pool they get, if it favors them more or less, So it really depends, but I think they'll have it easy, and I think they'll be able to qualify.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a problem with them because they're more map-oriented. Like, they do exceedingly well on certain maps, but then they crumble on the other maps. So they're going to have to figure out a way to make it more balanced and play it more conservatively, because it seems like they want to get the wins as a new team. They want to adjust quickly, but they don't realize, really, that they have 7 months to do it before the next major. Which, I mean, you don't want to take too long. You want to get adjusted during all these minor tournaments and play against the other teams you will be in the next major. But I think it'll be enough time, and I think they'll get adjusted, and they could be... I don't think as good as old Fnatic because they don't have the firepower, but I think they can be just fine as a team. So.
Well, I mean, another thing about the old Fnatic, their best map, right? Like, this is the map they picked in every map pool, was Inferno. And now that's gone, right? Like, their map pool is much smaller.
7 months, maybe there'll be a new Inferno. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, true, that could happen, but they're also gonna have to take another active duty map out.
Ooh, I want them to take out Dust 2, but that's never gonna happen. So.
Well, I mean, every map,
Dust 2 looks so bad though.
Yeah, think about it, because Train's been redone.
Yeah.
Cobblestone's been redone. Overpass has been redone. Maybe Cash.
Nuke obviously has already been redone.
Yeah, Nuke's been redone. So it's either pretty much Mirage, Dust 2, maybe Cash. If they're gonna take it out, but I don't see them taking out.
I think they just need to retexturize Dust 2, and then the whole point of this is that what's it called? Godsent can get their best map back, which I think is a very important point, because if you can't play on your best map, or if your best map's not there, then how are you gonna beat teams on their maps if you can't even play on your own?
I'm not saying that they're unable to to compete on those other maps. It's just they're sort of at a disadvantage by
it does take their toll.
Doing so much work on practicing Inferno, and then all of a sudden boom, it's gone.
True. And there's another team that struggled. I think Liquid is having this same problem. Envious. So how they won a major. Liquid, same thing happened with them. They got far, and then after Envious won the major, it was all downhill. They weren't doing so great. I don't know what happened, but recently Envious has been doing good. Not FaZe. They beat FaZe 16-6, but then lost 10-16. They beat G2 twice. They beat NIP, lost NIP, beat Astralis, and then they got destroyed by Astralis. But, I mean, Envious wasn't beating anybody. They lost to Mouse Sports, and it was really embarrassing for them, especially coming off a major win at MLG, Columbus, and also Cologne. So do you think they will qualify for the next major?
It really depends how everyone plays. I feel like their slump was a little to them hastily kicking Keo for one bad play, but right now they brought in Devil from the majors. I mean, right now it really depends on Kenny S and Apex.
Yeah.
If those two can perform, then MBS will do good. But Kenny S, he hasn't been the best opera in the world. No one's been thinking of him as that. They're thinking of him as the person who sucks right now. I mean, he will be one of the most legendary operas, but at the same time, right?
Definitely.
He's not doing anything for his team at the moment.
Yeah, Mr. Miguel, do you think Kenny S, as one of the best operas in the world, do you think he'll come back and have a resurgence?
I don't know. It's kind of Kenny S was so good, but I don't know if he can bring it back, because it's he's had so many chances to start being a good opera
2 majors.
Again, but he hasn't taken it. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think at one of these minor tournaments he could, I don't know, maybe help his team out a little more than he has done? I don't expect him to carry, but what do you think?
Yeah, I think he could help out.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it really just depends if he hits those shots. You also got to look at something else. Virtus Pro's in a slump for a year, right?
That's true.
They still stuck, and now look at them now, right? They won one minor tournament, and now they're once again one of the best teams in the world. So NVS definitely could be one of those top tier teams again. I mean, they're a top tier team now, but much easier to beat.
Yeah, this is the thing about esports. Esports is so new that things can change in matters of seconds, because everything's digital. Updates, they come across your computer just released seconds ago. They could change the game rapidly. A map goes away and a new map comes in. It's just all this stuff comes so quickly. It's just you have to be ready to adjust. If you can't adjust, I think that's the problem with Envious. They were getting so confident, and they never made any adjustments to the roster or anything, basically. And that's what happened with them. They weren't adjusted. Other teams figured them out, and then they just became like less and less. And now they're starting to actually change up their team. It's just they weren't adjusting, and that's why I think they weren't doing good. Is that what you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. What about you, Mr. Miguel?
I agree also.
Yeah. Another team that's been doing really good, FaZe. FaZe started off 7-0-1, but they lost 2 in a row recently. Do you think it's going to be a temporary slump or a permanent Livemis?
I mean, you got to look. They got rid of Fox, who's a good op. Like, he was a pretty decent operator, I'm not going to lie. But they also brought in
Alu's better.
Like, I mean, he was also a good opper when he played for NIP, but you have to realize he was playing for ENTs. He was playing against lower tier teams.
Yeah.
So like, maybe that magic of like playing with like the best of the best, maybe has like gone away a little bit. You have to think, because like he's doing decent, but like, it's not as much as he needs to do.
That is true. But yeah, I don't know. He was doing really good in his recent matches, but then they lost to NIP, his former team, 3-16, 12-16. So that was kind of embarrassing, especially starting off with 7 wins. I thought they were going to actually win both of those, and then that was kind of a shocker to me. I don't know, maybe it was kind of weird for him playing against his former team a little bit. Mr. Miguel, do you think that would be weird if you were like doing sort of what happened to him, like playing against your former team? Do you think it would be like mutual, hard feelings, nothing?
I think it won't. I mean, it's kind of hard because, I don't know, I think it might be kind of weird because, like, they were such good, like, they were a really good team. So, I don't really know on this one.
Yeah, because they were at the top of the world. Like,
yeah, they were so good.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, you got to realize, like, from Alu, like, if I was Alu, I'd want to, like, show them, like, I want to show them, yes, I can, like, beat, Forest, get right, I can do that. You guys maybe should, like, I'm better than you, kind of get like a little revenge.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I'd be a little mad.
Yeah.
Getting kicked from one of those top teams in the world, I mean, you got to have a little salt there.
Salt. Yeah. But yeah,
Salt.
And also breaking news, what just happened? Team Liquid Cloud9 is starting right now for, I think it's like Summer League Finals or something. Who do you think is going to win that?
Right now, the way Cloud9's playing, it's like, I mean, everywhere, like, I know, like, Liquid's up a much bigger fan base, right? Because after they got Simply, they just exploded. Everyone had that NA fever, right? NA's gonna win.
Yep.
But now that they have Pimp and Simple's gone, they're not going anywhere.
The map's Mirage, by the way. So
yeah, Pimp's bot fragging. I mean, like, I would say, like, Mirage is a decent map for both of these teams, but right now, the way that Cloud9's playing, I feel like Cloud9's going to take it.
Yeah, Mr. Miguel, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be Cloud9 because they're on a roll, or Team Liquid's going to bounce back? What do you think?
I'm going to have to go with Cloud9 also, because they're doing so good. I mean, yeah.
That's what I have to agree with, too. Cloud9, they're 10-0. I don't expect them to lose this, especially on Mirage. It's not like even the map matters right now. It's just Cloud9's been doing so good. They've been able to win on everything. It's not like one map, they've won everything. I don't know what happened. They made adjustments. Slemmy was the problem. Can we all agree that Slemmy was the problem?
Yeah. I mean, another thing you have to look here is SK isn't competing in this tournament. So, Cloud9 has, like, I don't want to say completely easy, but, like, the only teams they really have to worry about is maybe CLG. Right now, I'd be kind of worrying about TSM after they got Relics. Relics.
Yeah.
He came from Selfless. Selfless isn't one of the best teams, but watching his games, he was definitely the best player, right?
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like he hit those crazy shots. So like I wouldn't be nervous, but like I definitely that would be the team that I'd want to study with the most demos about, just learn what they do. But like again, they're gonna change things up with Relics on their lineup, so you can't really they're gonna have like this. They're gonna have a little bit of like Cloud9 doesn't know like precisely what they're doing. They have that kind of to the advantage where Automatic's been on team for Cloud9 for 2-3 weeks now, so TSM has a little more to go back on.
Yeah, But I think that happens to some players. Some players are just on really bad teams, and they don't want to be like rude or anything to leave. But if they want to further their careers and go where they need to go, because if their team's limiting them and it's not them like being unskilled or anything, they need to leave and get out of there as quick as possible.
Yeah, I agree.
Hellraisers.
Oh yeah, that was pretty awkward. But yeah, I think Simple's on a much better team, and I think Relics is going to do much better too. So, TSM is a dark horse, I would say, to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, another top American team, but right now I feel like Cloud9's going to win this.
Yeah. A team that nobody talks about. Like, I don't even think we've talked about them that much. Flipside. Well, they're already in the next tournament, surprisingly, because they won their 2 matches, which is really crazy. That's the first time it's ever happened to them. Recently, they were doing pretty good. They lost to Dignitas, though, which is pretty sad if that's going to happen. Do you think Flipside will make it far in the next tournament, considering they qualified for the quarters?
No, I really don't. I think if they're lucky, they'll make it to semis. But I really don't think they're going to get, I think they're going to be knocked out first or second round. It's just going to be like, it depends what team they're going against. Because, they beat NIP, so you got to give them that. They beat NIP to get this spot, but
that was really tough for them.
At the same time, I don't think they're going to be able just to do it again. Maybe, it really depends, what their mindset is and if they have anything, prepared, kind of. But I don't think NIP is going to let that happen again.
Yeah.
It just depends who they play.
Plus, another thing, that Flipside lost to NIP and MLG Columbus, so I guess it was sort of a bit of revenge. I think Flipside's more of an emotional team. Their emotions can either influence them greatly, but if they're feeling, down in the dumps, they're not going to go far. So, I don't know. It's just, that happens with every team. It's like a physical game, I guess. And then there's the mental aspect. If you are thinking that you have no chance, you have no chance because you're not in a winning mindset. So a lot of this stuff is in your head. I think we've said that before. But Flipside right now in Pro League is not doing great at all. They've lost to Astralis and Dignitas. I kind of feel bad for them.
I mean, another thing, though. Astralis, they haven't been, the best team, recently.
They've been okay.
If you think about it, they've been okay. Right now, the only one I feel has been, living up to the old Astralis, thing is Zipnix.
True. They shouldn't have let Cajun B go. That was a mistake.
Yeah, more I see what they want. I see the benefits of Cajun B, but I don't know. I feel like Cajun B was on that roster for too long.
Yeah.
I feel like they just should have.
Well, Cajun B was better than most of them. Honestly, Cajun B is doing really good with Dignitas. He's one of their best players, if not the best player. And same thing with Astralis. Astralis lost to Team X, which is now Heroic, which is pretty embarrassing to say the least. And then they lost to Navi. Navi's a great team. They beat Flipside, luckily, and they split with Envious, which, hey, if you can't split with Envious, then there's got to be problems. But I think Astralis just needs some time to recuperate, make some adjustments, especially with Dupree and his whole thing that happened. So.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, another thing, Rubino, I would say, is another, good player for Dignitas, and he's going to be out for a week or two. I was reading on his Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Do you think that'll contribute to Cajun B, carrying him more, I guess? Because Cajun B's been doing really good.
Well, I mean, I just feel without Rubino, they're just going to lose. I straight up just think they're going to lose. Against a higher tier team, they're just gonna lose. Maybe a lower tier team they'll be able to win just because of the skill.
Yeah, well,
they have, but without Rubino, they're just. I feel like they're gonna straight up lose.
I guess that's true, but this is an astonishing fact, honestly. Well, it's not that astonishing. It's more expected, actually. Cajun B is the second best player in the ESL Pro League for KD. He's played 6 matches, but he's managed to keep up a 1.5 KD. And that's because a lot of the players on Dignitas can't keep up with them, but they're not dragging him down. So I think they're doing fine, especially with Config and Rubino. They can all work together. Rubino's a good support player. Sometimes he goes higher than the other members of his team, but when it's necessary, he can support his teammates, and he doesn't drag anybody down. Do you think that's a good core part to any team, not just Dignitas?
Yeah, definitely to any team. It's definitely good to have a key player like that, because it sucks to be like an entry or like an opper and you don't have any support, right? You
Yeah,
just die.
definitely.
You're like, where's my teammate? Like, where was he? So it's definitely good to have like a decent support player to fall back on.
I agree, definitely.
Yeah, same.
Especially when you like light a person and then they're not dead and nobody's there to finish them
Oh
off.
my gosh, the old 99.
Oh yeah, the old switcheroo. But yeah, that happens a lot, and that's just really disappointing when it happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just annoying. Sometimes you like shrug it off. Sometimes you just rage. But yeah,
Most of the time it's range, but
another fact: Navi's a bunch of Navi players are doing good. I already said Guardian was the best in the league right now. Simple's the third best, which is very nice for them. And then the 10th best is Flamey. So 3 of the top 10 are all on Navi. Do you think that's a good sign of success that they're going to win it all, maybe?
Well, I mean, definitely I would like I remember like Thorn, specifically him. He always refers to Flamey as that X factor. But right now, I think that's more going on like Simple and Flamey. You got to like combine those two. You can't just be Flamey's the one X factor. You got to combine both of them, because if Simple doesn't have a good game, I really don't expect that team to like. It's just going to be having Zeus back. Like they're not going to do that good.
Well, the 2 best teams in the EU are what's it called, NIP and FaZe. And NIP, 3 of their players are in the top 10. Forrest, Get Right, and Freiburg are 7, 8, and 9. So,
Yeah.
Mystery Miguel, I want to know what you think. Do you think they can keep it up and be very consistent and come really far in the ESL Pro League?
Yeah, I think they could keep it up.
Do you think it would be based on one person or everybody doing good?
I think everybody would do pretty good if they kept it up.
Yeah, because when you get in a groove, you want to stay as consistent as possible. Because the less consistent you are, the more likely you are to collapse. And sometimes you collapse and your other teammates are there to help you, I guess, get back into it. Because that happened with Envious, I guess you would say. Except they didn't really come back into it until like recently. Recently, they've been doing pretty good. They split with NIP as well. But I think that's a core part of a team. You have to have teammates that can help you out when you're in a slump. Because slumps happen to everybody, regardless of whether it's something outside the game. Maybe, I don't know, you've been frustrated. There's an emotional aspect to it, too. So, I think that's a core part of the game. And that's what happened with Envious. But Envious, I think, is getting adjusted. And NIP is consistent. So that's very interesting. And that's why they split. So I think if you watch them again, it would be a very good match to watch. And also, I have a question for you, Livemis. What do you think would be a great match to watch in the ESL Pro League? Just any match.
Any match. Navi Fnatic. We've already seen Navi G2, so that's kind of out. Navi SK. Those would probably be. See, right now I feel like Navi could easily beat SK. Just like, because like,
you want to know what I feel? You want to know what's better than that? SK is an American team, and they're EU, so they can't play.
Oh, right, true.
Don't worry about it. But SK hasn't played yet, so we don't really know how good they are.
I was thinking of Major, but no, I'm just saying, because think about it, they have, I think it's Showtime standing them.
Yeah.
For first, so it depends, because Showtime, I'd maybe have I don't know, but Showtime, he's decent, but he's no Fur.
That's true. Fur is a little bit better. Fur's a good support player. FNX is a good support player. Taco's Taco, and Cold Zera is Cold Zera. And Fallen he has the experience and the skills. So that's why Fallen is a great IGL. Yeah. So I think Fallen can, without the coaches at the majors, I think he can take in a great role, and it'll be really good. But the first match for SK is versus Liquid, which that's great scheduling, by the way. But that's on Monday. Oh, wait. That's tomorrow. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, do you think SK's going to crush them? Because that's what I'm thinking.
16-1. I'm calling it right now.
If it is, I'm going to laugh.
I'm going to laugh. It's not going to be that bad. Maybe 16-5, maybe.
It's going to be bad, but it's not going to be that bad.
I mean, maybe if Pimp, just pulls us KQly and just aimbots real fast, maybe.
Nice.
Maybe they can
kicked
win.
off Liquid, but hey, they won, right? But yeah, A lot of these North American teams aren't that great, but it's not like it's that big of a deal. Oh my goodness, what if Splice made it to the next major again? Because Splice is...
Oh,
I don't even know how they qualified. I was really surprised.
That would be crazy.
I wanted Enemy to qualify. I was really rooting for Enemy.
Yeah.
But, hey, whoever qualifies, qualifies. Splice has lost 3 in a row. They lost to Immortals 4-16. That's pretty embarrassing. And they're going to face Cloud9, so...
Well, I mean, I don't think it's that embarrassing, because, like, Immortals maybe, like, top 15, you know, in the world right now. I think it is 15, 16. You know, Splice isn't that high up, so, you know.
Yeah.
They're going to face Cloud9 soon, so that's going to be embarrassing.
Oh, my gosh.
Who Splice or Immortals?
Splice. Immortals is doing fine.
I mean, like, Immortals already lost to Cloud9. I think it was 16-4 on one map, and it was, like, 16-11 on the other, I think. Maybe 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good CS.
Good CS right there. It's like so weird saying, "Oh, Cloud9, they're scary. Watch out." Haven't said that in a long time. Like it hasn't happened in a while. Last time
Feels good to say, man.
Last time that happened, Hiko was on their team, and that's the reason why, because Hiko is doing the best. But you know, I don't know. Hiko needs to pick up the pace with Liquid. He's not even where is he? I can't even find him on the list for the players. So low. His KD has been suffering really badly.
Well, I mean, like, I think it was in one game, maybe it was like Cloud9, maybe Cloud9, I think it was. Hiko had the same amount of kills as Pimp. And, like, that just, I think it was like maybe one more or one less, but, like, it was about the same amount of kills.
It wasn't
great. That's just horrible for Hiko. Like, I'm sorry, Pimp, but you suck.
No, he just needs to get adjusted. I mean, it's only not even a month. I don't think he's that bad. He just needs to get adjusted, take the time out, work with the team, work with the IGL, do everything you have to do to get adjusted. Especially when there's not going to be coaches at the next major. They really need to find a way to get far at the next major, because otherwise they're not even going to get to the quarters, and they really need to. The big thing is making the quarters so you qualify for the next major, guaranteed. But after that, sky's the limit. You got to win it. Got to do whatever you can to go far.
Well, I mean, the awesome thing that I'm personally excited about for Cloud9 is, you know, they don't have that coach that really helps. It's mostly, you know, it's mostly nothing and Stewie calling it right now. You know, and they're getting they're performing. Yeah. So you know, like they're not going to be one of those North American teams like Liquid, you know, who's going to be suffering because they don't have a coach anymore. So, I mean, like, SK is definitely just going to be one of those teams because, you know, it's Fallen calling everything. So they're going to barely suffer at all.
Huh. Yeah, I agree with that. I hear you there. Sometimes teams don't suffer, but sometimes it kills the whole team, basically, and then they have to get readjusted. Like you said earlier, what was it, Virtus Pro? You said they had a year of a slump or something?
Yeah, it was like a year and a half.
Ouch. You cannot take that much time to get readjusted. You have to adapt really quickly because everything's changing. There's updates to the game. There are tons of maps that are getting switched around and updated. You have to learn the smokes. You have to learn the callouts. You have to learn the boosts. You have to learn everything.
Yes.
And I think that's actually annoying because then you have to spend a lot of time in practice learning all the new possibilities that you can do to fake out other pro teams. And I think it puts a lot of weight on Pronax's shoulders for Godsend because he's the one doing all of that. So, do you think Godsend's going to be probably the best strategic or tactical team?
Tactical, possibly. The only like other team I would say who could tactical is Virtus Pro, obviously with Neo, but like they will be like maybe top 3, maybe NIP or like I think it's gonna be NIP, Godsend, Virtus Pro, and number 1.
I think NIP is going to be lower because they rely too much on their coach.
That is true.
And that's why it was killing them and Navi. But, I mean, Navi's doing fine. They're going to get used to it. It's not going to be a big deal. So, I think it's going to be great. All these matches are pretty interesting to watch. Cloud9 is surprising. That doesn't happen too often. Let's hope they don't choke. That'd be bad.
Choke harder than Liquid.
Oh, that'd be bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to do pretty good for a while. Well, yeah, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they will.
We can always hope, right?
Yeah.
I agree, yeah. You can always hope. but hope's not going to do anything if we got a bad team.
That is true.
But yeah, another thing about some news, E-League. It's another league of teams where they come back together. That was the part of the controversy with SK being disqualified after Luminosity transitioned into them, because you can't really change up your rosters and take the spots. But that's besides the point. E-League Season 2 schedule was released. They're going to have some rounds earlier, starting September 7th through 8th. So I think that's going to be great. More opportunities for players, more opportunities for great matches, and more opportunities for stardom. And they're going to have the group stages on October and November. And then the playoffs are going to go all the way to December 3rd. And who do you think is going to be a major contender?
Navi, definitely.
Yeah.
But, like, another thing I want to point out, I'm pretty sure everyone here is like, oh, yeah, Livemis, you talk way too much about Cloud9, just shut up, bro.
Shut up, bro.
But, like, Season 1 of E-League, they competed with Slemmy, right?
Slemmy?
And, like, they almost took down Navi, like, the old Navi roster. So, I don't think they're going to take down Navi, but I definitely think they could have a chance now that they have Automatic.
Yeah, I really want to see them face some EU teams, so that's going to be great for E-League. I think that's going to be more interesting than ESL Pro League because the way it's set up. It's going to have 16 teams, which isn't as much, but it's going to be great. And I think I don't know if it'll take the place of the excitement that goes on into Major, because I really want a Major so I can get that Team Pick'em trophy, man.
Yeah, gold Team Pick'em, man.
Yeah, because I got
those
credibility.
Stickers, bro. Those godsend stickers, bro. I'm going to name my
those
AKB
stickers are
Illuminati,
nice.
bro.
Dude, I'm going to get a Pronax sticker. But anyways, for the next Major, I'm choosing Coldzera as my commando because he's the one with the consistent KD, and that's why I got Gold Team Pick'em and Gold Fantasy. And if you want them to, that's what you got to do. You got to pick people who are consistent. You got to check their stats, and if they do it every game, don't expect them to just fall off the face of the earth. They're going to be consistent, and if they start going in a decline, they're going to consistently decline. You got to choose someone who's going up and up, not someone who's on the down. Because if you choose someone on the down, eventually they're not going to have anything left in them, and they're just going to be basically what happened to Envious. So that's a huge thing about picking teams and picking players. And players are harder because teams, you play as a team. Players, you have to look at every individual thing that they do, and you watch them more as a spectacle than you would a team. Team, you're just like, oh, they won, whatever. But yeah, I think E-League is going to be a great way to see who's going to be a major contender for the January Major. And I do expect Navi to go far. And I think Navi is a major team, I guess, in general. In all aspects of the word team, they playing as a team.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, you know, they're definitely performing, so I don't think it's going to be, like, any problem for them.
Yeah. Especially because of Simple and everything. So, that's really nice. Really nice about that. I'm definitely going to tune in for that. And also, I'm going to tune in for SK versus Cloud9. That's going to be very interesting. So, also about IEM Oakland. It's a minor-ish tournament for the Intel Extreme Masters. Mouse Sports was invited. They already had Navi, G2, Liquid, NIP, SK, and VP in there. There's going to be 12 teams, and I think it's going to be a great little mini-tournament to watch. I would definitely watch on Twitch to see which teams are going to do the best, because it's one thing if you play semi-pro teams, whatever, teams that just, they want to be there. They don't even care about winning. And then you have all the best teams in the world, and that's the true test, because you can beat other teams, but if you get to the finals against the best teams in the world and you can't beat them, then what's the point? Like, I know you get money, but if you can't win, you're going to be frustrated, just like what happened to Fnatic, and that's why they broke up and formed Godsent and everything, and that's why Pronax left. So, I think this is going to be a good test, because a lot of this stuff is testing for the big major that's going to happen. So, who do you think is going to come out on top based on the teams I mentioned?
I want to say, SK, probably.
Yeah. I think SK is going to do fine. It's just Showtime has to perform. If Fur comes back, that'd be nice, but I don't think he will because he had his ear surgery and everything. But you know what's very interesting? That Fnatic or Godsent have not been named yet. Neither of them. And they're the 8th. Mouse Sports was the 8th team to be invited, so there's 4 spots left for both of them. So I think one of them at least will get an invite. I hope it'll be both of them because I would love to see Godsend versus Fnatic. That'd be a great match. So, also, if that were to happen, who do you think would win? New Fnatic or Godsend?
Godsend.
I would agree. Pronax. You gotta go with the
I say
classics.
Godsend. Yeah.
Godsend just has the talent. They have the experience. A lot of the players on Fnatic, the 3 new ones, they can do good, but against experience usually trumps it all.
I'd say Fnatic could win if they started working more as a team with their new players, but right now, no. Probably not.
Well, I mean, you're right, because they do have time. They have a little bit of time before the tournament goes down, and that's going to be in November, so there's all this other stuff that's going to go down. And it's too bad that, what's it called? What are they called? Godsend. They're not in ESL Pro League, so that's just too bad for them. Fnatic's in, so I don't know. I guess it's an even trade because new Fnatic has to requalify for the next major, but Godsend isn't in the ESL Pro League when they traded their teams. So I guess it was a mutual disbanding of the members. But I think Fnatic should have stayed together, and I thought it was a horrible decision for the organization to do that. But hey, if they were unhappy with success and they think this is going to bring them success, whatever. It's their decision, not mine.
I mean, it's going to take... I feel like it's going to bring, Godsend a little more success, but...
By a lot.
Yeah.
And I think the spot in the major was a bigger equivalent than the ESL Pro League, because there's going to be the E-League anyways, and also IEM, which I expect Godsend to be invited. If they're not, I'll be really surprised. So, who do you think the 4 remaining teams could be that it would be invited to IEM?
IEM?
Yeah. IEM Oakland.
Not sure. I mean, it could be anyone. It just depends, who they want to go.
I think it could be Fnatic, Godsend, maybe Dignitas. What if Cloud9 got invited?
I mean, I would enjoy that.
It would be great to see Cloud9 tested against some of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, I'm going to say Fnatic and Godsend also. I don't know who else, though.
Yeah, I think those would be safe bets to say. And also, Liquid's already in it, and they're going to face against teams they used to be able to compete with. But now since Simple's gone and Pimp's getting adjusted, I don't think they're going to be even close. They're going to get just ousted, anything. They're going to be done early. So, do you think Pimp could ever possibly make up the gap that Simple's left?
No, definitely not.
I don't agree. I do agree.
I mean, you got to look at the skill gap, and when I'm talking gap, I'm talking gap, right? Like big,
like a hat or something.
Yeah, like Skimple. What the?
Like Grand Canyon size.
Simple is just on a complete other level than Pimp. You got
Here,
Pimp.
I'll close that
Pimp,
with a statement.
All the way down there. Yeah.
To put it simply, Simple simply tops Pimp. There you go.
There we go.
I mean, we love puns on this show, right?
Yeah.
We're all about those puns.
You know who needs to get away from their team? Hazed. Hazed needs to escape Counter Logic. Hazed is too good. Hazed and Tarek need to leave. Both of them.
Tarek already left.
Oh. Hazed needs to leave.
Wow. Yeah, no, I mean, Tarek went to Optic, he was doing really good.
The only reason why Counter Logic got to the quarters in MLG Columbus was because of Hazed. He had 30 bombs every game. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he should leave because, there's not really if he left, the only, really team I could see him going to right at this moment is, maybe, Selfless because they just got rid of Relics, but,
I would not downgrade. Selfless is
Yeah, I would not downgrade either. So I don't think he has the option to leave until he could work out something with a team kind of how Relics work with TSM kind of behind the scenes, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Cloud9 set, maybe he could go to Liquid, but they just got Pimp, so I don't see them getting rid of Pimp
more of a
so
chance.
soon.
You got to give Pimp more of a chance. Pimp is just not ready yet. So I don't see them getting rid of anyone soon. So I don't really see him having the opportunity to kind of leave because Yep.
It's good that he has a team. His team, they went to the major. They got wrecked, but
they got there.
Yeah, they got there. That's all that counts.
It's the thought that counts. But
yeah.
Anyways, one more thing. Sixer is going to stand in for Team Envious during the SLI League Season 2. So do you think Sixer could ever do better than NBK because NBK has his brother's wedding. So, do you think he could help Envious?
I mean, I watched one game he played because Devil's internet was down. He was not doing the best. So, I don't think Envious is gonna, I mean, it's gonna be the good old Envious that everyone's used to
I
nowadays,
believe
choking and losing. So,
classic Envious.
Classic Envious.
No, but do you think what could happen with like Astralis? You know how they had 2 subs and the subs were doing the best?
I mean, like, it could happen. I mean, like, it could, but I don't like. From what I saw, I don't feel like it is. So I'm just gonna. My final statement right there is gonna be no. They're gonna lose.
Nope, they're gonna lose.
I'm just gonna call.
You're going far. You made it. You qualified, and yeah, you're done. Nope. Bye bye.
You're donezo.
Donzo. But I think that's gonna be very true. I would love to see Envious do good, but I don't think they're gonna. He's 1/5 of their team. That's 20% right there.
Envious do good? You're joking, bro.
I had never heard that before.
What a funny joke.
Yeah. I remember when Apex was a little more of a household name because he was really good with pistols, like Happy. But Happy and them, they need to pull their weight a little bit more. Devil's starting to get adjusted. Yeah. Well, it's a $300,000 prize pool, so I think he's going to compete just fine. Yeah.
Man.
Money talks.
Yeah, money talks.
It's a team that needs to cut their entire team and just revamp it.
What?
Hellraisers.
Oh, yeah.
Because they could be taken seriously. They have, like, the money to pay certain people. It's just they have a reputation for being bad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, they weren't the worst, like, a year ago.
But they weren't the best.
Like, nobody teams now, so...
They're just so mediocre it hurts. It's like a shot through the heart. Hellraisers, no! The cringe!
Cringe.
Like, that's why Simple left them, too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I get, but that was like the team that Simple was on for the longest amount of time, though.
Well, that's when Simple was getting adjusted, because he's a really young player, and that's when he was sort of starting to reach his prime, and now he's in his prime, and that's why he's great. So, that's what I think about that. And I think we've covered most of the news today. That is it. I hope you enjoyed this special.
Well, actually,
thanks.
Wait, what? I want to add one more thing.
Sure.
Just before we end the podcast.
I agree.
I think most of you have heard about Nick Bunyan's petition, but just in case you haven't, please go to his channel. I think it was posted 3 days ago. It's a petition to fix hitboxes in the back system on CS. So if you haven't heard about that, please, from the bottom of my heart, I will give you a Karambit Doppler Fact New Sapphire if you do it. If I meet you in real life.
Ouch! That's gotta hurt.
Please go and sign it. Just please. I need that to be fixed.
Yeah, like Valve ever responds. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. We covered all the news. ESL Pro League's going down. If you liked it, please follow us on SoundCloud. We're basically at 400 plays. In a month, we'll be at 1,000. It's going to be great. And I hope some more news goes down so we can profit off that drama. But, yeah, leave us a review on iTunes. Yeah, we have a lot of success. Thanks. Special thanks to Mystery Miguel for joining us here. Take a bow. We can't really see you, but do it anyways.
Thank you for having me.
Take a bow.
Yep. But anyways, thank you for listening. Listen to this in your car, on SoundCloud, or on iTunes. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.